Midé.
Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, Midé, the one and only, and I'm back. Oh my goodness, it feels so good to say that. It feels so good to be back on your screens. I'm not going to lie to you, it's been very difficult the last 2 months, not being able to put out content, not being in the element that I was in. You know, like when you're on a momentum and you feel like you've just abruptly come to a stop, not because of any fault of my own. It was very difficult. But that aside, I am so happy to be back, honey. And as you can see, we are in a new space. God is good all the time. His grace and mercy endure forever. He is not a man that he should lie when he says he is going to do something, baby. The God that I serve comes through. Give it up for Jesus, everybody. I'm so excited to be back. I don't want to get emotional, guys. I don't want to get emotional, but I'm lost for words. And that is not something that happens to Midé Oni regularly. But I am genuinely lost for words at how God has moved, at the support that I gained from so many people, and just for me. I want to thank God for me, for believing in me, for having faith that I could pull this together. And I'm so grateful because this opportunity has taught me that whatever I set my mind to, I will achieve, because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And no one can take this away from me. Nobody can tell me that I can't use their studio anymore. Nobody will tell me that, oh, I've cancelled your booking. It's just not going to happen. This is mine. I own it. I can record whenever, however many times I want. This belongs to me. To me, darlings. And I know I've already thanked God, but I need to publicly say that this could not have happened without God. And I am so grateful to him. I'm so in awe of how good he is. And I just want to publicly give God the glory. And also to encourage anybody that might be going through something and feels like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do and whatever. Listen, God has got you. God has got you. You never forget that. Faith is knowing that it is going to happen. Faith is resting in the notion that God has never failed. He will never fail. And he's not about to start. Yeah, I'm so grateful. Every time that my mind starts to doubt, a thought comes to mind to remind me of how you've done miracles time and time again. So why would this time be any different? God is able. He's so able. God is able. Lord, I know you're so able. He's so able. God is able. I had to take it to church, honey, and let you guys know that I'm a daughter of a king. Like, I'm always going to come out on top. Hallelujah, amen. But I also want to thank all of my subscribers, all of my supporters, everybody that has supported me by sending words of encouragement, that have messaged me, DM'd me. Oh, BRB. Not you trying to embarrass me on the first day back. Come on, get it together. Hey, you ain't got no manners, so you gotta go over there. Where was I? So yeah, I want to thank everybody that have supported me by sending me kind words, encouraged me, asked Midé, when are you coming back? And I want to also thank everybody that supported me via my GoFundMe. Like, you guys, your money did not go to waste, honey. It was not a scam. Your money did not go to waste. I am so, so grateful for each and every one of you. Like, I genuinely couldn't have done this without you. So round of applause to you. This is one of those moments where when life gives you lemons, create lemonades. When I was kicked out of my old producer's studio, by the way, screw you. But let's keep it cute. I was mortified. He told me this information a day before my birthday. I mean, it goes without saying that I had a horrible day because I was just so overwhelmed with this information. But I wallowed for about a day, and then I thought to myself, perspective, Midé. Everything in this life is perspective. And the perspective that I always operate from is that things are happening for me and not to me. And the reason why there's a difference in that perspective is because when you operate in a stance of things are happening to you, you always have kind of like this victim mentality, and that actually is not beneficial for you. It keeps you stagnant and it keeps you in a state of continuous offense, as opposed to seeing it as there's a reason why this has happened and what could it potentially lead to for my good. As you guys know, I'm a believer and I will always talk about God. He is too good for me not to shout about. And there's a beautiful scripture that says, all things work together for good for those that love God and are called according to his purpose. And that is one of the scriptures that genuinely leads me, because it's wherever I find myself, I know that it is happening for the greater good of my life. It is happening for a greater purpose. And I mean, hello, hi. Like, what a lemonade I have made. I didn't mean to rhyme, but you know me, bars for days. So let's celebrate. Today we are drinking some rosé. I'm not a fan of rosé, but I couldn't get red wine, so let's do it, darlings. Ooh, guys, get your drinks, your cocktails, your mocktails, your wine, your water, your tea, your coffee, whatever it is that you are drinking, and let's cheers, darlings. I want to make a toast to God Almighty. First and foremost, I want to make a toast to my beautiful daughter who encourages me every day and pushes me to be the best version of myself. I want to make a toast to all of my friends and family that have gone out of their way to speak life onto me, encourage me, send me money, okay, and have just been there for me. And most importantly, all of my subscribers, all of my supporters. You guys are the real MVPs. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Cheers to the Midé Show. They try to take it away from me once. They try to take it away from me twice. I bet your ass they won't take it away from me a third time. Okay. Cheers, darlings. That's not too bad, actually. That's not too bad. Well, beautiful darlings, let's get into it. One thing that I often get told is, Midé, I love the way that you articulate yourself. You have such great vernacular. And I do. And I accredit it to the fact that I am a well-educated woman. I take pride in learning new things and expanding my knowledge. Knowledge is power. If you would like to do the same, I have come across this amazing opportunity for people that want to get into university but feel like they have 1,000,001 commitments, family, work, lifestyle, and they just felt like it was too late. it's never too late to expand your knowledge. You only need to attend 2 days a week with morning or evening flexible options available, making it perfect if you work full-time, have children, or have other commitments. You could also be eligible for student finance, maintenance loans, and grants worth up to £15,000 per year to help you while you're studying. So if you never had the chance to go to university and you want to expand your knowledge and pour into yourself, become the best version of yourself, this could be a great opportunity for you. There are campuses all over the UK and a range of courses available. Click the link in my bio to get started today. Welcome to this part of the show called The Gist, where we will be going through all the things that are happening in our community, locally, nationally, and globally. Let's get into it. First on the agenda, we have a very, very hot topic at the moment and a very sensitive topic. So a young lady called Loyce came forward to talk about a very horrific incident that happened to her. She was date raped, and she came out, very brave of her to come out, because we know this happens to a lot of women and a lot of people don't talk about their story. You know, so it was very brave of her to come forward and speak about it. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of what happened to her. If you want to find out further detail, I will pop her Instagram right here. She does a whole breakdown of what happened to her. That isn't the basis of why I am bringing it up. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because I am disgusted by the aftermath of her speaking her story. I find it very disturbing that once a woman speaks about her story, the first thing that a lot of people in this society do is, I don't know, it doesn't seem right. I don't think she's telling the truth. And we start to pick apart, well, not me, but they start to pick apart her story, or the woman's in question story. And this is what happened in the case of Loyce. One person in particular, Eliane the Pain, the name alone says what is going to come after. She decided that she was the Don Dada of the case and she needed to be the voice of getting to the truth. Even though Loyce has already come out and spoken her truth, you would think that a fellow woman would, support her. She did initially support her, and she put out a video to say, I am in support of Loyce. And when she put out the video to support Loyce, she did it as a collab. You what, mate? You are offering your support and then asking the victim to collab with you on said support post. I mean, that is questionable to me. But you guys make your own decision. Then the perpetrator or whoever, somebody allegedly reached out to her, and it must have been from the perpetrator's side. And she decided that at that point, Loyce was no longer telling the truth, and she's in fact a liar. She came out and made a video and started calling her a liar, saying that she made this false allegation because she couldn't afford £250 keys. Loyce went to the police. The police, CPS, thought that there was enough evidence to proceed to trial. It went to trial, and unfortunately, she didn't get the justice that she deserved, and it was not guilty. Because the perpetrator came to Eliane and gave her some information that would obviously benefit the prosecution, she decided that that was enough for her to go on a witch hunt and start calling Loyce a liar. I genuinely have no words, because when I saw the post from this person, I thought to myself, are you awake? Are you normal? Why would you do that? Because granted, you may not agree with her or you may not believe her, and that is your prerogative. It's weird, but that's your prerogative. But why would you come onto the internet and start a whole witch hunt based on information that this random guy has given you. Why would you believe him over a woman that has gone into great detail about the story? Not once did she say that he spiked her. She never said that. She said he was nowhere near her when she got spiked. She never said that he harmed her. She just said, I woke up in a bed with him and I don't know how I got there. That is the bottom line. She was not aware of what was happening and he took her home. Period. I went onto Eliane's live because you know me, I'm going to talk when I think something is wrong. And I said, I was like, what are you doing? Like, you have a platform. You actually are creating an atmosphere where women will not feel comfortable to come forward because they're going to be berated and they're going to be subjected to a witch hunt because you, apparently the alpha and omega of social media, needs to get to the bottom of it. You need to find out whether or not she was lying because that is your duty. And I said to her, like, what you're doing is very dangerous. And she was like, oh yeah, but women can just lie every day. Were you there? Were you on a fly on the wall? Are you part of his penis to know what happened? I'm confused. Because the way she was speaking was matter of fact. This happened. She's a liar. And I was telling her these are the statistics of why women don't come forward and all of these things. Because my main concern was what this would do moving forward for women that want to come out and speak about their story. And I said, I was giving her statistics and saying this and this and this. And she was very disrespectful, very rude and cutting me off, not allowing me to speak. And as you guys are aware, I have made a public declaration to God that I will not drag a bitch for filth. So I tried my utmost best not to disrespect her, especially not publicly. So I left the live. I'm learning, people. I'm practicing self-restraint, something that a lot of you men should do. Ooh. But yeah, I'm practicing self-restraint. So I decided to come off of the live, right? She decided to continue on her witch hunt. She came back on live and sat on live for 9 hours. 9 hours talking about another woman's trauma, talking about another woman's story, picking apart another woman's horrific experience. You can't make this shit up. To say that I am disappointed in Eliane would mean that I had high regard for her to begin with. I did not, and I don't. So I am not disappointed. I am disturbed. I am disturbed by the way that you have conducted yourself, by the way that you have dealt with this situation. There was no delicacy whilst dealing with it, no sensitivity, no empathy. You were literally conducting a witch hunt based on information that you do not 100% know. None of us were there. None of us know exactly what happened. But what we can do is support our fellow woman who has come out and spoken about being put in a vulnerable position that she cannot recall. Everything else is fluff. The fact of the matter is that she was not coherent. She could not make informed decisions because she was inebriated and a man took her home and had intercourse with her. Bottom line, that is it. Everything else is fluff. She's already said she's not the perfect victim. At the end of the day, she was taken home when she is not in her right state of mind. Point blank, period. Eliane, you should be very ashamed of yourself. I'm not going to drag you for filth, even though that is what you deserve. Because when I spoke to Loyce and she gave me permission to talk about this story, the kind of person that she is, she told me not to. That's the person that you decided to go on a witch hunt for. The person that would still say, do not drag her. Oh, don't do that on the internet. Just leave her. You are a disgrace. Even though I won't drag you, you are a disgrace. You are not for black women. Because if you were, you wouldn't have believed a man that you don't know from a can of paint over your fellow woman who went into great detail about what had happened to her. For the life of me, I was sitting there thinking, why would she do that? Why would she just side with this random man that she doesn't know? And the only thing that I could come up with is that you're a pick-me. And I hate that for you. I really do. But that's what you are. You're a pick-me. And the reality is, and the sad part about this is, these men that you are so hell-bent on being their gladiator and warrior would not spit on you if you were on fire. How sad. They would not spit on you if you were on fire. Those are the people that you are going to war for. Instead of standing in support with your fellow woman, you would rather pick the side of a man that you do not know based on prosecution reports that are going to be in favor of him. Shame on you. There's another girl as well. Annie, are you okay? Annie, are you okay? If that is even the name that you've had to choose for your socials, I mean, very telling. I don't think you are okay. Decenter men, women. Decenter men for your own good. For your own good. If there is ever a day that I come onto the internet and I've said something and there are a whole heap of men in support of me in my comments saying, yes, Midé, well done, Midé, I have done something wrong. I have done something wrong. If there was a day that I would come on the internet and men are in support of me, all I see is men and all the women are telling me, oh, Midé, you're a this, you're that. I have done something wrong and I would need to repent. Now to address Bouncer. You know what the issue here is, yeah? I don't think a lot of you men understand what constitutes grape. I think a lot of you believe that grape is pinning a woman down, forcing yourself on her, and that's that. No, there are other things that constitute rape. What are they? Thank you for asking. If you are having intercourse with a woman and halfway through or at any point she says, I no longer want to do this, yet you continue, that is, you've guessed it, grape. If you are having intercourse with a woman and you are using protection and it splits or you take it off and you continue, that is, you've guessed it, grape. Here's the kicker, which is related to this particular instance. If you see a woman that is intoxicated, who is throwing up, who is stumbling, who is not within her right mind, who is not in her right state of mind, and you take her home and have intercourse with her, that is 10 points for anybody that can get it. Grape. And that is the bottom line here. That man took a girl home that was not within her right mind. Even if she was saying, I'm going to back it up on you. Even if she was saying, I'm going to suck the life out of you. Even if she was doing everything that was tantalizing you. If she is inebriated, if she is intoxicated, if she is not in her right state of mind, she cannot make coherent decisions. She cannot make sound decisions. Therefore, she cannot give you full consent. Therefore, it is grape. And that is what a lot of you men are missing, Bouncer included. That's the bottom line here. Now, this man in particular, he didn't pin her down and force himself on her. And that's probably why a lot of you men are thinking, that's not great, that's not great. But there are other things that constitute grape. Here's a bit of advice. If a girl comes up to you, she's like, I want to ride you, pappy. I want to have a good time with you, pappy. You say, hello, get thee behind me. When you are sober and of sound mind, then we can talk. To save yourselves the trouble of now her waking up saying, I don't remember. Because that is going to put you in what? Voila. Hot pepper soup. That is going to put you in these type of situations where you're having to fight your innocence because all you did was, in your head, go home with a drunk girl. But what you've done is take advantage of a situation that might not have happened had she been of sound mind. We've got to call a spade a spade. That might not have happened had she been of sound mind. And why would you even want to have intercourse with a girl that's not with us? Why would you even want to have intercourse with a girl that's not there? Don't you think that's a bit predatorial? Or is it just me? It's very weird. And it's very telling of who you are. I don't want to talk any further on this topic because it is a very sensitive topic and I feel like it's very heavy. My love goes out to Loyce. I am in full support of her. I believe her wholeheartedly. Her other friends, Ashley, came out and said some certain things, which you're weird as well, but whatever. My love goes out to Loyce and every other woman that has ever had to experience something horrific. Yeah. Next on the agenda, we have young Philly, who was found guilty of 2 counts of bodily harm, not guilty on 3 counts of rape, and then the other 3 counts was a hung jury. So he had a mixed verdict, but he was found guilty. He's going to be convicted of 2 counts of bodily harm. So he's not innocent. And 3 of the other counts of rape, they couldn't come to a decision. So he's not innocent. We don't owe him an apology. He's still going to have another trial. And they're even investigating him allegedly in Spain for another accusation. I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of young Philly. I was not there. I do not know what happened. But in my personal, humble, and usually accurate opinion, I believe he did it. But that is not what I'm here to discuss. I am here to discuss the shocking amount of cases that are popping up in regards to sexual assault, rape, and all of these things. Am I shocked by them? Absolutely not, because these things happen regularly. Regularly. If you were to go to a corner of a road now and ask 10 women, just ask 10 women, have you ever been sexually assaulted? Unfortunately, about 7 out of those 10 women will tell you yes. So this is not shocking that these things are happening. But what it is highlighting is the lack of sexual discipline that a lot of you men have. A man with no discipline is like a city with no walls. Anything can come in and out. Anything can be destroyed, including your life. A lot of you have no sexual discipline and it shows. Yes, sex is good. Sex is enjoyable. Sex is amazing. But not at the cost of your life, not at the cost of your freedom. It's very, very sad to see a lot of men are putting themselves in very precarious situations because of sex. And then, you know, people will say, oh, these celebrity men are being targeted by women, you know, because they have money and things like that. And I won't sit here and say that doesn't happen. But you, as a man of a particular status, that you know you have a lot to lose, why would you put yourself in those type of positions? Because realistically speaking, I don't think Philly's ever going to survive this career-wise, especially because he's been convicted of 2 counts of bodily harm. What platforms are going to work with you then? And that's, first of all, your trial has been slapped all over social media, and now you've been actually convicted of 2 counts of bodily harm, and they haven't reached a decision for the other 3 counts of rape. Was it worth it? I also have to speak to my girlies, okay? Men are carrying weapons on a daily, not to protect themselves from us, to protect themselves from their fellow counterparts, from their fellow animalistic counterparts. right? Which goes to show you that men themselves are fearful of other men. My girls, be alert. When you're going out, be alert. This is not the time for you to be in la la land. You need to be alert and aware of your surroundings at all times. Yes, go out, have fun, have a good time, have a little drink here and there, but buy your own drink. If you put your drink down, do not pick it back up. If a man offers you a drink, no thank you. Is it by force that you take the Hennessy and apple juice? Go and buy it. You buy your own. No thank you. I don't want your Hennessy. We have to be more aware of our surroundings and know that these men by nature are animalistic. These men by nature are predators. By nature. I'm not saying that all of them are nasty and whatever. There are amazing, good men out there. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that these men are not your protectors. They will not protect you. You have to be aware and in control of yourself to the best of your ability. Because if a man can take advantage of you, he will. If a man can take advantage of you, he will. So ladies, let's start being more alert and aware of what we are doing and our surroundings. Yes, flirt. Yes, have fun. Yes, enjoy yourself, but be aware. Be clocking it everywhere you're going. Be opening your eyes, shining your eyes, knowing that, hello, hi. If given the opportunity, this man will take advantage of me. Have your wits about you. Amen? Thank you. Moving on. Next on the agenda, we have SpacNation. Oh, God. You know what, yeah? God is a merciful God. God is a good God. God is a wonderful God, because if I was God, I would have sent thunder fire long ago. Long ago, I would have sent thunder. One thing I will say, as you guys are aware, I interviewed Pastor Toby. Even let's stop calling him Pastor Toby. I interviewed Mr. Toby. And one thing I will say is that he is very charismatic. He is very charming. And he has all the qualities of a cult leader. So I understand why people are following him. He's very slick with his words. He has a way about him that makes you very intrigued. He has a certain finesse. I don't know what it is, but he has a certain finesse. And these are the qualities that are needed when you are a cult leader. Because let's be honest, SPAC is a cult. Oh, am I not allowed to say that? So I understand why people follow him. And even me, I was a bit taken by his charm. I won't lie. But I'm a strong woman of God. So I was a bit taken by it, but I can understand if you are vulnerable, if you aren't sure of yourself, or if you are trying to find yourself, should I say, why you would fall susceptible to that charm and to that charisma that he has. My issue with SpacNation is you're doing everything that you're doing, like you're doing it under the umbrella of Jesus Christ. In my opinion, you're not children of God. In my opinion, you are not spirit-filled believers. In my opinion, you are not being led by the Spirit of God. I think that Mr. Toby should branch into just doing business, because he's a businessman, allegedly. And that would be okay. I think all of this hate and all of this disgust would move away from you if you weren't saying that you were doing this in the name of God. Like if you were just like, I'm a businessman and I do business things. But to continuously say that you're doing this in Jesus' name, I think that is what is rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. And at this point, I think they're trolling us, guys. I think they're trolling us. So whilst I've been away off your screens, they've had a female brunch where apparently you had to pay £1,000. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. They've been going around evangelizing, doing gang signs and gang raps. Yeah, I come to the Bible, but I'll punch you in your face. What? I come with my Bible and I stab you in your neck. What? I'm embellishing here, of course, but like that's basically what they were saying. They're coming to do preaching and talking about man's got the Rambo. I pray that everybody, all the vulnerable people that attend SpacNation, I pray that the Spirit of the living God will visit you and you will have an encounter that will open your eyes to reveal the truth to you. And if that is your truth, then so be it. But I pray that the Spirit of the living God will reveal the truth to you. Moving on. So Tyla had a show. She was going to, I think she's going on tour, and she had a stop in Lagos, Nigeria. And for once, I can't even believe that the Nigerians came together. They band together and they said, hell no. After you've been mistreating all the Nigerians in South Africa, you want to come and bring your nyash here and start singing? Not on our watch. And I'm actually quite proud of Nigerians because the xenophobia that's been happening in South Africa is abysmal. It's disgusting. It's actually disgusting. And I have no words and I won't even speak on that. But I like the fact that the Nigerians are banding together and saying, hell no. It gives me a little bit of hope in my fellow Nigerians that maybe one day Naija go better. Oh, maybe one day, Naija go better. Because for now, it's not better. It is not better. It is not better. Let's even talk about Nigeria for a second, because every time I speak about Nigeria, my heart gets frustrated. I start to feel my blood boiling. Nigeria is amazing for Faji. Tó bá fẹ́ lọ Faji, go to Nigeria. Tó bá fẹ́ lọ enjoy, go to Nigeria. Tó bá fẹ́ meet ọkùnrin tó bá tọ́jú ẹ tó lówó, go to Nigeria. Yes, I said it. Go to Nigeria. Ṣùgbọ́n Lagos, because Lagos is the only place that I've been to. Lagos is a luxury village. Yes, I said it. Parts of it are luxury village, and those are the people that are living well. The ones that are not living well, I pray that God keeps you. Nigeria, I went to Nigeria in December, and that was the first time in my 34 years of being a Nigerian my 34 years of living and being a Nigerian, that I felt embarrassed to be Nigerian. I don't know if anybody else has felt that before. Why did I feel embarrassed? I looked at a country full of amazing people, full of amazing resources, full of things that could potentially create opportunities for the people living there. And what I saw was just greed. What I saw was no love for one another. What I saw was a government that continuously oppressed their people while they lined their pockets. I was ashamed to be Nigerian. Nigeria has the potential to be like Dubai. They have the brains, they have the resources, they have the hands to build that country to be like Dubai, if not better. But because the government are so greedy, because the government only care about themselves, instead of pouring into the country, they pour into their pockets. I kept thinking to myself, and I met amazing people out there, people within film and industry, and people doing a load of different things. And I had conversations with them, and I was saying, what can we do to make Nigeria better? What can we pour into this country to do better? And they were all just like, Ma, there's nothing you can do. As long as that government is still reigning, as long as that government have the final say, Whatever you put in place, they will steal it for themselves and their family. What a shame. What a shame that the president's wife is coming onto the internet to ask artists, Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid, that they should be the ones contributing to the country. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not ashamed of yourself that you're the president's wife? You're the president's wife, and your husband, the president, haven't got the tools to make the country better when you're in the position of power. Shameful. Shameful. How can a country that does not have 24-hour lights be supplying their neighbor 24-hour lights? Excuse me? How can there are some places in Nigeria that they will not have light for 3 weeks. But if you're living in the estate of where the CEO of NEPA lives, 24-hour lights. How can a country that is rich in petroleum, as in the petroleum comes from their own ground, will sell it to the white man and buy it back at 3 times the rate? Are you awake? I wanted to move to Nigeria in December, hence why I went. I went with my daughter and I wanted to get the feel of the land and see if this was something that I could do, right? And I remember when I went there, I think for the first week I enjoyed myself. The second week it was starting to get a bit by the third week I had had enough. And mind you, my stay was for 6 weeks. I had had enough. I was frustrated. I was annoyed. Nigeria turns you into a very hard person when every 5 minutes you'll say, "Are you mad? Are you stupid? Are you crazy?" And that was me. So I went to the supermarket because I wanted to get some Maltesers, my absolute favorite chocolate. And I wanted to just soothe myself, comfort eat. And I went to pick up a box of Maltesers that I had seen on the shop floor. I went to the till to buy it in addition to the other things that I had picked up. And when I got there, the cashier said to me, "We cannot sell it for you, ma." I said, "What do you mean?" "It's not on our system." I said, "What do you mean it's not your system? I didn't get it from the shop. I didn't get it from the stock room. I got it from the shop floor. What do you mean it's not on your system?" "I don't know, ma. It's just not on the system." Like, as I said to you guys, I'm already frustrated. The guy that I'm seeing is irritating me. I'm hot, I'm bothered, I'm over this country. I want to go home and all I want to do is eat my freaking Maltesers, and you're telling me it's not on the system, ma. Go and get your manager. The manager comes. It's because it just came today and I just said, "Oh, I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back for me." Can you imagine? That was what made me say I cannot live in this country. Because nothing works. And that's one example of many things that were frustrating my life in Nigeria. Nigeria is sweet if you have money. But even if you have money, it won't save your life. Nigerian government, do better. Do better. I don't even think that, unfortunately to say, that I will see Nigeria go better. I don't even think I will see that in my lifetime. They've been saying that since my dad was 10. My dad's now going to be 70. You go better. Oh, sure. Moving on. I want to tell you guys about my cruise since I'm back. So I went on a cruise with for my mum's 60th. Oh my God, my mum turned 60. What an honor it is to see my mum turn 60. And it was so good. I'm going to put out a vlog, guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned and you watch, you like, and you comment and all of that stuff. But it was amazing, guys. Oh, I'm going to encourage every single person in your lifetime, go on a cruise. It was divine. It was so beautiful. It was everything that, it was just so relaxing and so peaceful. You know, being on the ocean and seeing God's creation, I feel like it resets you to just know that God is in control. And it was so beautiful to see. I had a really, really good time. I will definitely be going on a cruise again. It was just so good. I went on P&O cruises. On Avia was the ship that we got on, and it was massive, guys. There was so many different things to do. This is not an ad, by the way. I'm just talking about the fact that it was absolutely amazing. So yeah, guys, I had a great time. That's why you can see that I'm a bit tanned at the moment. I'm loving this tan. Look at the way that the titties are sitting high. Boob tape. But yeah, like I had a really good time. I really enjoyed myself, and I would definitely encourage everybody to go on a cruise if you can. It was absolutely divine. I took Malia, obviously, and she had a great time. They have a swimming pool on the cruise, and she did not get out of the water. I was like, girl. But yeah, it was amazing, and I definitely encourage everybody go on a cruise. Welcome to this part of the show called Shout Out of the Week. And this week's shout out goes to the Oga at the top, our Don Dada, Melissa's Wardrobe, who has just announced that she is launching her own line of rosé. Like, cheers, mama, cheers. Listen, I don't like rosé. She says drinking rosé, but I will be purchasing me a bottle of that rosé. Melissa's Wardrobe is a trend setter. If you don't like her, then there's something wrong with you, and you need to check your insides. You need to check whatever's going on with you, because she is really and truly that girl. What? Let me put this down. Well done. Well done. I love to see Black women killing it. I love to see Black women, especially Black women in the UK, becoming business women, entrepreneurs, paving the way for themselves, because it encourages me. I look at that and I'm encouraged, and I'm like, yes, okay, bet. Okay, let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can pull out of the bag. You know what I mean? I feel like it's such an inspiration to see Black women, especially like our age group, doing great things, because it is an encouragement to show that if she can do it, I can do it too. She doesn't have two heads. She does not have two heads. Congratulations, Mel's Wardrobe. I'm so proud of you, even though you don't know me, girl, but I love you. I love you. And I'm super proud of you. And I hope that it's a success and it sells out and it comes off all the shelves and all of that good stuff. Congratulations. Welcome to this part of the show called Ask Auntie Midé. You know the glasses are coming out for this part, honey. Ooh, stunning. This is the part of the show where I answer all of your dilemmas, because I am a woman of wisdom, darling. I've told you guys many times before, I have lived 4 lives. So in all of those 4 lives, I have gathered pieces of information that contributes to me being wise. Yes. So I believe that I am the best person to answer your dilemmas. Like I always say, I can take the donkey to the river, but I cannot force it to drink. So you do with this information what you will. If you have a dilemma and you would like me to answer it, slide on into my DMs, okay? On the Midé Show Official or on Midé Oni 92 on TikTok. Let's get into it, darlings. Hey Midé, I love your show, and I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you. I am 22 and just got my first job out of uni. I am on a good salary for my age and I am so happy. Oh, congrats. I still live at home with my Congolese parents, and they have been making the joy of me having a job disappear. I've only had this job for 4 months, but every month they ask for nearly half of your pay. Blood clot. They ask for nearly half of my pay to cover bills at home. I've tried to say no, but they always guilt trip me into giving more, and I end up saying yes. I am so annoyed. I want to help out, but this feels very unreasonable. Should I move out because I don't know how much more of this I can take? Oh, girl. Well, first and foremost, congrats on your job. I'm very happy that you are happy, and it's a really good salary for you. So cheers. What I will say is absolutely do not move out. It is hard out here, girl. If you can stay at home until you are ready for the real world, I would suggest staying at home. Housing costs are through the roof. Groceries don't make no sense. Bills are shooting high. The homelessness crisis is so high that even people that you wouldn't even expect to be homeless have found themselves in such a dire situation and are homeless. So if you can stay at home in your parents' house for as long as possible, I would recommend that. What you need to do is instill boundaries. Okay, you need to create a budget that is feasible for you and makes sense for your future, for your life, and then put aside what you can contribute to your household. Make sure that it's reasonable, it's fair. These are for my outgoings, these are for my savings, these are for my upkeep, and this is for fun. And this is what I can contribute to the household. Yeah? You have to be firm and you have to put your foot down, because at the end of the day, you're a young woman and you have to start planning for your future from now. That's something that I would advise everybody. Get your credit right, get your budgeting right, get your savings right from now. Enjoy yourself, of course, but make sure that you guys are ensuring that tomorrow is planned for as to the best of your ability. So you need to let your parents know that whilst I'm happy to help, because at the end of the day, when you're in a position to help your parents, it's amazing. Our parents have sacrificed a lot for us, and when we are in a position to help them, that is a very heartwarming thing, a very honorable thing to do, but within reason, because you still have your life to live at the end of the day. So my advice to you, darling, is to put boundaries in. You don't need to be rude. You don't need to be disrespectful. Just say, Mom, Dad, I love you both, and this is what I can contribute because I have plans with the money that I'm working for. And that's that. If they guilt trip you and say, I understand and I appreciate that, but this is what I'm able to give. So please adjust your expectations according to what I can give. You understand? But if you can stay for as long as you can stay, baby girl, stay. Because it's hard out here. Okay? It is not easy in these streets. I hope that was helpful. And again, like I said to the rest of you, if you have a dilemma that you would like me to answer, slide into my DMs and I got you. I've got you. Well, that is it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I will never leave your screens again because I got my own studio. Oh no, that's apparently if you do it like this is playing with pre-cum. We don't want to do that. This is what it means. I got my own studio. I got my own studio. Yeah, I got my own studio. Oh yeah, Imiano, Oraboro. Okay, I don't know what that was, guys, but I got my own studio. Period. They can't take that shit away from me ever again. Ownership. 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 Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend that Midé Oni is back. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Until next time. Bye.